Hi, I'm Elin Rosehill. We are at Actors Express, currently in rehearsals for Serial Blackface, and today I am with...
Hi, I'm Janine Nabers, and I am the playwright of Serial Blackface.
1, 2, 3. Thanks so much for sitting down and talking to me again. I had some questions.
Sure.
So Serial Blackface was the winner of the 2014 Yale Drama Series Award, and you had a reading at the Alliance here.
The days, I don't remember.
How has it been, the process to get the world premiere of the show done in the city that it's set in, and in the world that it's set in?
It's interesting. I mean, it's so bizarre to me because I actually thought that Atlanta would be the last place that would want to do it because I'm not from here and I wasn't born when the Atlanta child murders happened, so I thought that they'd be like, imposter! Yeah, so I never thought of it living here, but I have a really awesome relationship with the Alliance, and Celisa has been wonderful, and she kind of really took hold of the play and pushed it into the community in a really awesome way. And when I brought it here a year or 2 years ago, it was really extraordinary. Like, the response was great, the conversation was great, the actors were great. It just felt like it was a welcoming of something, and I felt very much like I was a part of the community very quickly, which was great. So I'm really grateful and honored and so happy and excited.
I know I'm personally really excited that it's here, and I think it's cool to get the world premiere.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really, really awesome. It's great. Yeah.
Great. You are clearly a female, African American, and young,
Clearly.
which are like
Young.
I mean,
I'm yeah.
You can give yourself that.
Yeah.
But
older than you,
well,
but still young. Yes.
Younger than most. I don't know.
Younger than Edward Albee. Yes, that is correct.
Yes. I mean, most people are younger than Edward Albee.
Yes.
But
Sorry, Edward.
So, and you're successful. Do you have like inspiring words for those of us that are
starting out
going there? Yeah.
It's so crazy because I feel like when I was 22, I moved to New York, and that's when I moved to New York, and I was writing full time as in graduate school as a playwright and working 4 jobs and just all kinds of stuff. And I feel like when you are young like that, just be completely fearless because say yes to everything. Just try to figure out what you really are passionate about. And I would say if you admire people, ask them to coffee. Like, don't be scared to be a fangirl or fanboy with people, because I remember walking to school and seeing Sam Shepard like drinking coffee in a window, looking like amazing and smart, and it was fucking Sam Shepard, and I was just like, ugh, and I just like beeline straight for him, and I was just like, I think you're great, and I think, there's a creepiness to it, but I also think if you play your cards right, those people remember you and will say really awesome things, and you know what I mean, and I think it's all about, that was what was so great about being in a city like New York and Atlanta there's so much art here, and so there's so many amazing writers that are rooted here, and directors and actors. So if you just find ways to form relationships with them if you can, without being too creepy, and just write every day. Just do something artistic that you love every day. Just really try to figure out what you want to do. And so that would be my advice. I hope it's good advice.
That's great. Do you want to get coffee?
Yeah.
Cool. Great. That's on the record now.
I'll get coffee with you.
Just taking your advice. What are some of the biggest challenges that you've faced so far in your artistic journey?
Oh, wow. Challenges. I think when you're a playwright, you are obviously a player, but you have to until you've made a career out of it, which sometimes doesn't happen. You have to support yourself, right?
Yeah.
So there have been a lot of times where it's been really hard, you know, when I was in New York and when I was personal assisting, and then I was going to Juilliard and I was having another job, and I was just trying to like keep writing and keep, you know, and that can get really overwhelming. So I think supporting your art can be very challenging sometimes, because art is your passion, but you have to make money and you have to survive. You have to pay the rent, you know? So I think finding a balance in that is really important. And I know that there are going to be times when you have no money. When I got into Juilliard, I had 13 cents in my account. And I was like, should I kill myself today? And I got the call and it was like, you got into Juilliard, and like, it's not like they gave you crazy money, but it was just validation of like, oh, I shouldn't throw myself into the Hudson today because someone believes in me. And there will be days when you're just like, no one believes in me. I don't know if I believe in myself, but know that everyone goes through that and it will pass. And I think if you really have something nagging at you that you want to write about or talk about, or, you know, anything, just listen to it and do it.
That's great. What are some of those things? What are some of those things that you find spark you to write?
It's interesting. I mean, right now I'm working on a musical that deals with Sylvia Plath and Ted Hughes. I've been obsessed with Sylvia Plath for years. And for a long time, when I got into graduate school, and I was like, my favorite writer is Sylvia Plath. And people were like, what? And I thought that I had to, in order to write about her, I had to do like a Black adaptation or something, because I was like, you know, who am I to write about her? But at the end of the day, it just kept, you know, like, she's been tugging at me for years. So we're writing this musical. My writing partner and I are writing this awesome musical together about Sylvia Plath and Ted Hughes and the woman that came between them. And it's a lot of fun, you know, and it's been workshopped everywhere, and it's been like, not everywhere, but a lot of places, because musicals take time, you know, musicals take years, and you have to hear it with a zillion people before you get it right. Like, finding a voice and an actor is really hard, you know, and so you have to really be patient with that, which is why some musicals take 10 years, you know.
Well, I'm sure writing it about specific people must be
right.
even more difficult to cast.
Right. So that, you know, again, like, that's a passion project. I'm working on a couple of other musicals, and I have a couple of plays. I'm sure people love this movie, but when I saw The Blind Side, I was very offended by it. And something made me want to write about the magical Negro trope, which is, you know, the white people are down under themselves, and we don't know what the world really is. And then the magical Negro comes into our world, and we're like, what? And we become good. And so I wanted to explore what that was. So I have this play called Welcome to Jesus that's going to happen at Hartford Stage that I've been working on for a number of years. And then I've been really creeped out by the Cosby scandal, so I'm meditating on something to write about, just my response to what that is. So, yeah.
We look forward to all of those things. Actors Express interns highlighted an African American playwright every day for Black History Month. Do you have some favorite playwrights that you want to like add to our list?
Yeah, I would say that my favorite African American playwright, and I could be biased because he's also my best friend, is Brandon Jacob Jenkins. I think he's great. I think everyone should read his plays. He's outstanding. Lynn Nottage is incredible. I've always loved her plays. Love. I think Denai Aguirre is great. Jackie Sybil's Jury is amazing. I think that's my list of people that I feel like I look at their plays and I'm like, wow, that's really awesome.
Amazon checklist
yes.
today. And then my last question, if you were a mythical creature, what mythical creature would you be?
If I were a mythical creature, I would probably be a dragon, because they are really beautiful and they fly, but they also can fucking burn people like what?
Yes.
So that's kind of the dream. Just be like, I'm gonna squirt fire on you, and then like go somewhere else and be beautiful for a while, and then squirt fire on you, and I don't know. It seems like it might be a fun life.
I can dig it. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, you
Thanks.
fearless dragon. Yeah, that's the end.